I'm holding court, you standing trial. Why ain't I see you around back when
One of
I
the
was
things I
down?
regret was like every time we got down to the nitty gritty, and it's real talk. Every time we used to get down to the nitty gritty, it would always be, bigger homies or whatever homies that would come around and, get niggas high and all of that shit. I used to try to focus a lot, but a lot of the homies will come around with dope, sherm, coke, whatever you want to call it. And niggas would get, caught up in the life of the moment with that type of shit. You dig what I'm saying? Instead of focus on actually getting down to the right.
Did you
Niggas would,
did you fuck with the Sherm stack? You fuck with the Sherm?
So yeah, I fuck with the Sherm.
Yeah.
And I regret that 100%. But it's kind of like you can't take it away. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be able to knock yourself to the extent to where I'll never take away what I've done, and I would never do anything different.
Sure.
But you learn.
Yeah.
But the Sherm that I had homies come through right at the heat of the moment when I was supposed to be focused.
Yeah.
Would come around with that shit, and then all of a sudden I'm focused, but I'm not focused.
Right.
Sherm.
Right.
I'm focused, but I'm high off Sherm type shit.
Yeah.
And it threw me off my square.
You think it became a problem? You think it became a problem for you at that point? At that point?
For a couple of years it did, because once you get on that type of stuff, it's just like any other addiction.
Yeah.
And
so is that why?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I always wondered with Thuggish Ruggish Bone, it was the 4 and it was just a picture of your face up there. Why was?
Yeah. It was like one of those situations where the drug element of when it comes to the smoking Sherm really got in the way of me being all the way in the mix the way I needed to.
Yeah.
And but still able to do a certain degree of contributing to the writing, to the writing process, to the recording process. I was able to do some, but the drug element knocked me off the rest of it. You dig what I'm saying?
Were you locked up?
Were
you locked up when Thuggish Ruggish came out?
Yeah, I was pretty much, I think I was going in and out of hospitals and stuff of that nature. I had just had an operation. And then when Thuggish Ruggish came out, I was like, I just went through an operation for, an operation on my arm. And then, other than that, though, I was in and out of, for example, hospitals, and then, of course, jail as well. And then ultimately, not drug related or anything, I ended up getting locked up in like 1999 for, I think it was trumped up, charges for assault with a deadly weapon, where I only brandished the weapon, but had it in 10 years for just brandishing the weapon.
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. So Thuggish Ruggish comes out in 93. 94, 93. It goes, what, 5-time platinum, some shit like that?
Yep. It went big, it went like gold, double, platinum, double, triple, and then it kept going. It's still, and these, and they're still going to, and every day, some new individual somewhere in God's existence discovers all of our music. And it's still doing well to this day, thank God.
So,
and I hope it continues.
So you a kid from the hood, bro. You going through what you going through. You kind of trying to keep this monkey off your back with the drugs and different things like that. So you got, listen, y'all shit was on TV and radio all day, every day. You know what I mean? So, for that, what is that doing? What is that experience for you, like, psychologically? Because you're dealing with real life. And I don't know if maybe your life has changed from, you're reaping the benefits of what you're doing. I don't know if that's even going on. But what did that feel like? Because y'all was like top 10 for a minute, at least number 1 for at least a few months.
Well, I can tell you one thing for sure, that it was assuring and affirmation and confirmation, because I tell you one thing, before I went anywhere, and I would pray, and I still do pray to my God, my Lord, that to give me the strength and the tools that I need to succeed. And still to this day, he answers my prayers. So it's a feeling for me of complete 100% an affirmation and confirmation of how much power and strength I really have. Because even as a young kid and as a young boy, I would ask God for help. And every time I asked God for help, he would bring me through the situation with challenges and help me to remind me that, remember, you asked me for help. I would think that I would not gonna make it, and I would end up making it, and then here I am. So and that's something that and still to this day, with the hearing Thuggish Ruggish on the radio for the first time, it turned me into a real God conscious individual.
Okay.
You did what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Super God conscious individual, to the point to where I don't neglect my prayers. I don't neglect, and I try to ask God for as much help as possible, even though we try to do it all on our own.
Yeah.
God answered my prayers, and I'm really humble I'm grateful for that. I don't have a problem with speaking. This is what I write about this in my book.
Yeah.
And I'm telling people that if you look around you, or whatever the case may be, or if you can look at one of your accomplishments, and if you have to be joking or kidding yourself, if you can look around you or look at any one of your accomplishments and think that something outside of you or greater than you didn't help you do that. Look around you.
Right.
Do you think the outside world, the nature and all of that actually came from the mind of nothing? You yourself are from the mind of something way far greater and superior than yourself. You come from the mind of something that's words cannot describe.
Right.
You're the creation of something. You came out of the mind of something. So that what you come up with and your accomplishments, you have to associate and attribute it to that. All you have to do is look around you. Go outside and look around. That's all I got to say. Mm-hmm. So I say all of that to say that it was and you can be surprised, you can be happy, you can be all that type of stuff. But one thing that I don't do, Court, is get too far above myself with cockiness, arrogance, conceitedness, negativity, being a jackass, being an asshole, all of that stuff is easy to do. You dig what I'm saying? It's real hard to keep your 2 feet planted and your on ground and say yes sir or yes ma'am to your elder, or even your wife, even your brother. When's the man? You dig what I'm saying? It's so hard to be humble. We just want to be a badass. Like fuck this. We just want to be a badass so bad. You dig what I'm saying? That you want to just say fuck everybody sometime. I did this shit all by myself. Fuck y'all. You dig what I'm saying? It's so easy to do that.
Well, the Bible say that, you know what I'm saying, ego go before the fallen man. You know what I mean?
And we get so many examples of that. And I try so hard not to be on that level, bro. I just try to stay focused and work on the next, I have a plan, and I try to plot out my plan, get all of my I's dotted and my T's crossed, and I try to just execute the plan. And it's real simple. From doing what I had to do at Bone, from doing what I have to do by myself, making it through prison or whatever the case may be, you have to be focused. You have to plan. There's nothing wrong with that. What the fuck you gonna do, man? Right. What else you gonna do, bro? You know what I'm saying? Get your ass out the house. Go have a cup of tea with a homegirl or whatever. Decide to have a family. If not, if you don't, just whatever. Just do what you got to do. Kick it with the homies. Man, just have fun. Enjoy yourself. It's real. Like I say, it's so easy that pride, the ego, the pride becomes for the fall, bro. Because so many examples of that. The shit is crazy.
Hey, so let me ask you, bro. So you dealing with what you was dealing with during that time, and say maybe you were self-medicating. Why do you think, what were you, because you had to be in pain, you're dealing with something internally, you know what I'm saying? What do you think that stemmed from? Because a lot of times in the hood, we don't talk about mental illness. We don't talk about PTSD, and we don't talk about trauma, you know what I mean? Do you think that you were, self-medicating, trying to deal with something that you didn't know was there?
Well, you can only you can be able to get in there and figure out what that is. And you already have the answers to whatever it is that you need. You don't need nobody's help with that except whoever you talk to, whatever, if that's what you decide to do. But you do have a situation to be able to deal with or to overcome, call them baggage or demons or stuff of that nature, whatever the case may be. Experiences. Everybody come across, happen to be able to be strong enough to say no to this or that. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not everybody's gonna be hooked on the sherm or the coke or hooked on prostitution and all this other shit. Whatever the case.
I always say, man,
not everybody's not.
I always say, man, you know, some of your bad chapters in life can lead to great stories. You know what I'm saying? We all have a story. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, has to that's the journey. You know what I mean? And quite honestly,
and that's your journey.
Yeah, quite honestly, you know, success is a culmination of failures. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go through those hardships. It creates character. You know what I mean? And that's when you really know what you made of. Because anybody can shine and anybody can look good when everything is beautiful and everything's laid out. But you really get to see what you made of when your back's against the wall. That's when you really see what you got and where you at within yourself. You know what I mean? So it's a testament to your strength, the fact that you made it through all that. You know what I'm saying?